All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Titans in today's video. Week 1 of free agency is officially over. The Titans still have the first pick in the draft. That's why you're going to see Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. I think it's going to be Cam Ward selected there in about a month. The Titans, I do this every single season, and I apologize for it, but I am loving the Titans offseason thus far. I seriously think they're flying under the radar, and I was a little fired up because I saw Sports Illustrated's Matt Varadame gave the Titans a C for their free agency grades, and I look at guys like Cody Barton, Kevin Zeitler, Dan Moore, Tremont Jones, Xavier Woods. I think they're building a decent squad. I think they're building it from the bottom. I think they're rounding out the rest of their roster. And just like before we get into the actual players here, here's their new offensive line. All right. I know Calvin Ridley, it's a little bit thin after Calvin Ridley. They got a nice running back tandem and there's still no quarterback, but here's their offensive line. Dan Moore, Peter Skoronski, Lloyd Cushenberry III, Kevin Zeitler, and J.C. Latham. That's really solid. And the Titans just got like 3 defensive starters in the first week of free agency. So I know I do this every year. Like last year, I was huge on the Titans, and you have the number 1 pick. You went 3-14. I get it. But I do like more Mike Borgonzi right now. I think he's making really good moves, and he's just getting this roster more talented. The Tennessee Titans are 100,000% better right now than they were last week, and that is undisputable. You can't dispute that. So let's get into it. All right, we'll start it off with Tremont Jones. This is the Harold Landry replacement. You guys traded him about a week ago. 1-year contract, $10 million. Now, Tremont's 28 years old, and he was cut by the Seattle Seahawks earlier this month. He had just 1 year left on his 3-year contract. Now, the Seahawks, his tenure with Seattle is a little bit weird. So he played 2 seasons there, and he totaled 9 sacks, 95 total pressures, and 16 total run stops in that span. The good news is in 2024, he played every game, but he only generated 7 total starts. But on generated pressures, when he was pressuring the QB, he had a pass rush win rate, there we go, of 13.3%, which was the highest mark of his career. So what I'm trying to get at here is he kind of moved to a pass rush specialist guy in Seattle. And to be honest with you, he had 1 year left on his contract. So if we go back 2 years, it was the last Pete Carroll year. And last season, I just don't think he fit their scheme. I don't think he fit their new vision. And you see it now with the Seattle Seahawks. They traded away DK. They traded away Geno. They brought in Sam Darnold. They brought in even Cooper Kupp. The Seahawks are just... Last year was a big change for them, even though they went 10-7. But the Seahawks were a top 5 scoring defense in the NFL in the final half of the season, and Tremont Jones was a big reason for that. But once again, that 13.3% of pass rush snaps is what I absolutely love about this move. Now, this is crazy. This was probably the most shocking signing I saw all offseason. Kevin Zeitler, 1 year, $9 million contract. So, like I said, the Titans' offensive line is now completely revamped, and Zeitler's probably going to fill in perfectly at right guard, and the right side, J.C. Latham's going back. We'll talk about him in just 1 second. That right side of the Titans' offensive line is set now. Now, I know Zeitler is 34 years old, but he was one of the best guards in the National Football League last season. He posted an 87.2 PFF run blocking grade. He did allow 5 sacks and 20 total quarterback pressures, so it's not quite his normal standard in pass protection. But like this dude, that was his best run blocking grade since 2014. But even if, and he got, paid a little bit higher than what was anticipated. Every team, I swear, in the NFL wanted Kevin Zeitler in free agency, and the Titans are the one who ended up getting him, and he just completes your revamped offensive line. So I give Kevin Zeitler, I don't care, it's $9 million for a 34-year-old guard on a 1-year contract. I give that move an A+. His PFF grade last year, by the way, was 86.8. And then we move back to the defense with Xavier Wood on a really nice 2-year, $10 million contract. Now, Wood's play slipped a little bit last year. Last year with the Panthers, he allowed a catch on 68% of the throws and 5 touchdowns into his coverage, but he did have 3 interceptions and forced 4 incompletions. Spent 3 years with the Carolina Panthers, and in that tenure, he had 6 total picks and 17 forced incompletions. But the best part about Xavier Woods, because the Titans aren't going for a Super Bowl this upcoming season, is he's going to stay on the field. All right. Just staying healthy, that's the best ability out there in every sporting league. Woods played a league-leading offense or defense, 1,218 snaps for the Carolina Panthers last season. He appeared in all 17 games. It marked the second consecutive season he played 100% of defensive snaps. In fact, he has played 91% or greater of all defensive snaps in 7 straight seasons. And he went out there and had 119 career high tackles last season. So the reasoning behind this is you no longer, in the first round, second round, or one of your fourth round picks, you do not need to draft a safety at a premium draft pick. All right. So I like that move. Xavier Woods, 2-year, $10 million contract. The value is through the roof. And then we go to Cody Barton. Cody Barton, ever since I've started covering the NFL, this dude gets ragged on every team he goes to. This is a guy who's going to give you between 100 to 131 combined tackles. He's super solid in run defense. You got him on a 3-year, $21 million contract. That's obviously $7 million annually. I think it's great value. I think this guy is very solid. He's not old, but he's definitely not young. And he earned a 76.9 PFF run defensive grade in 2024. He's a little limited in coverage, but he has earned it only above PFF 60 grade just once in his career. But Cody Barton's not really being brought into defenses for his coverage skills. He is a very good tackler, and he's a super good run defensive guy. And then finally, the last guy we'll probably talk about in today's video is Dan Moore. Now, I was a little bit skeptical of this move to begin with, and just keep in mind, because he got a huge contract, and that's kind of the big reason people are ragging on the Titans for this move. 4-year, $82 million contract, and $50 million of that is guaranteed. The thing is that everyone seems to forget in the first day of free agency, especially when a team has the number 1 pick and they just won 3 games the prior season. Day 1 of free agency, you always overpay. You always overpay. No matter who you get on day 1 of free agency, it's always an overpay. But the good news is J.C. Latham, your first-round draft pick last year, can switch back to his collegiate position of right tackle to join with Kevin Zeitler on the right side of the football. And I mean, Moore is now one of the 10 highest paid tackles in the league, but he is coming off the best season of his career. He gave up a lot of sacks last season. To be honest with you, man, the Steelers' offensive line was a complete nightmare last season. They dealt with a multitude of different injuries. Everybody was moving around. So this is a gamble as far as the contract goes. He still hasn't been one of the 40 highest graded tackles at any point of his first 4 years, but 26 years old. Obviously, the Titans are hoping he's still trying to reach his potential, and now you can move JC to right tackle. So I like the move, even though it is an overpay. At the end of the day, folks, the Titans are better than they were 1 week ago. Free agency isn't even close to being over, and we're about a little over a month away from Cam Ward probably joining the Tennessee Titans. Give me a grade for the Titans free agency down below. I'm going to give it a nice B+. Stay tuned for more Titans videos all offseason, but give me that comment down below, and we'll see you soon. Peace.